Hey guys, Roddy here, and today we're going to talk about the brand new Google Pixel 7a and what it's been like to use it for 1 month. So, let's go. So first things first, we have to talk about I made it to 500 subscribers, and if you want to win this brand new Pixel, yes, this unit right here, this thing that I'm holding in my hand coming to you, if you want to win this, hit the link below. I'm doing a giveaway. There's still plenty of time to get plenty of points to win this phone. It is US only. Unfortunately, I can't ship stuff outside of the US, so sorry for my overseas people. Wish I could reward you maybe one day, but for right now I can only ship this into the US. So there's a link below. If you want to win this, hit it. Good luck. Thanks for helping me get to 500 subscribers. So let's talk about design. And I love that Pixel is leaning all the way in to this design and keeping each year going forward with its new design. So I'm a big fan of this camera bar running across the backside, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit, but it's standard Pixel stuff that we're used to. We saw the 6 and the 6 Pro. That design got adopted by the 6A, and then the even newer, cleaner, to me better looking 7 Pro. This design on the 7A now fits really good. I love the aluminum on the outside. I love that it's matte, not shiny. I love that this camera bar on the back is also matte and matches. I love that the fact that yes, this is plastic, but you cannot tell the difference depending on what phone you hold in your hand. I can pick up my S23 Ultra, I can pick up my iPhone, I can pick up whatever phone, and really you can't tell the difference if you're just touching this backside. That helps with weight, that helps with dexterity, and it being a little bit tougher and more resistance to cracks and things like that. So design wise, I think the Pixel 7a is as good as most flagships that are out there. When you flip it over, you've got this awesome screen on the front. We're going to address some elephants in the room here. Yes, there are bezels. I did not think to even notice them when I got this out of the box. I set it up, I put it in the case, and I just started using it. And to me, I realized they never bothered me, not one single time. Not once. Like, I think almost 3 weeks in, I sent a tweet out and said, you know what did not bother me not one single time that I just realized I've not even thought about having this phone was the bezels. Bezels don't bother me. Screen brightness. Now this phone does not get as bright as a lot of phones out there, but I've used this on multiple bicycle rides, out in the direct sunlight, going and taking pictures at events and things like that, and I've not had any problem being able to read the screen, seeing things on there. Could it be brighter? Sure, and I'm sure there's some people that would prefer it to be brighter, but there's a few things that not getting so bright has helped this screen. One, the battery life. I have just been blown away at how good it is, and it's actually been better battery life than my iPhone 13 Pro. Granted, that phone's almost 3 years old, but when you compare the two and you think about iPhone having superior battery life than most other flagship phones that are out there, when you look at a phone that's $500 versus a phone that was $1,100, $1,200, you start going, maybe it's not so bad after all. And I think that screen has helped it. As far as it being smoother, the 90 hertz is the way to go. I definitely noticed when it was in 60 hertz. I typically don't, but on this phone, I really did. But even within 90 hertz all the time in that adaptive refresh rate, I have really had a hard time going to bed and not having any battery life. Like, I usually have close to 20% when I go to bed, and I charge all my phones every night, whether they're at 20% or they're at 70%. I'll put them on wireless charge and charge them. Yes, this phone has slower wireless charging, so if you're going to charge it, it probably needs to be for an extended period of time. But if you're just sitting around at work and you've got a wireless charger, or you go into bed and you want to put it on overnight for several hours, it's going to charge just fine. You're not going to have any issues. If you're wanting a quick top off, wireless charging is probably not the way. You'll probably want to plug this in. I would suggest getting Google's 30-watt charger so that you can get as much as possible. That dude was on sale. I don't know if it still is. I'll drop a link below if I can find one. But overall, design fantastic. Performance has been great. Screen's been really good. What's not to love? Well, it's not a perfect phone by any means. I love a 6.1 inch screen, and the size of this phone is fantastic, but I know a lot of people say there's not enough difference between this and the 7. So let's kind of talk about that a little bit, because I've talked about how good this is. Let's talk about some of those comparisons and why I actually prefer this device over the Pixel 7, even though they're almost the same price. So the first thing is the camera bump is not as protrusive. It doesn't stick out as far, the ledge is not as big, so that makes it a lot easier to stick in and out of a pocket. It also means, like, if you do throw a case on it, it fits a lot better. So it's more protection because it doesn't stick out as far, and you still get that easy stick in a pocket, stick in a bag, stick in a purse kind of feel. The next thing is, because you don't have glass on the back, you get a lighter phone. And because it's a little bit smaller, it's also even more lighter. The smaller size also means it's a lot easier to hold in one hand, and for me, I'm able to really reach across and text in one hand very easily, and I love that. If I'm talking on the phone and having a longer conversation, it feels more secure in my hand, feels more secure for me to hold. If I'm texting or if I'm scrolling or I'm using it for a long period of time, I don't get as much hand fatigue as I would with a bigger phone. Even if it's slightly bigger, when you start adding in more premium materials and you start adding in a bigger camera bump and you start adding in glass and you start adding in 0.3 inches more, it's not a lot, but it's more. You start running in that. So to me, this is such a light, easy to toss around, easy to carry phone, easy to suggest phone, because it's affordable, it's great to hold, it feels premium. Everything about it, the performance and everything is the same as the pro level Pixel phones that are out there. I just don't see why so many people would not recommend this over the 7. And I get it. It's only like $50 to $100 more, and then if you catch a sale or a deal, they might be the same price. But to me, you still have some trade-offs. And if you prefer a 0.3 inch bigger phone and a little bit heavier phone, just so you can say you have glass, even though if you touch the two, you couldn't tell the difference. If you just want to say that, you can. And then really it boils down to one big thing, right? The cameras. A lot of people say, well, this Pixel 7 has better cameras than the 7a. And I can tell you that, unfortunately, Google's processing has gotten so good, and this is not a bad thing, but Google's processing has gotten so good, you're going to be really hard pressed to tell the difference between Pixel 7 pictures and Pixel 7a pixels. And I know there's a lot of people that have tried to say video's better, or stabilization's better, or focusing is better. It really boils down to the user at that point, because it's so close. I could probably, because I'm a very seasoned mobile photographer, I could probably take this phone and go shoot as good as most normal people that have a Pixel 7. So that being said, I absolutely recommend this device. I love this device. I'm probably going to give this one away and buy another one just so I can have a Pixel around. I've missed this experience. I've missed how good and clean this UI is. The only real drawback that I've had is that I have noticed some processing issues when I try to do really big tasks, like uploading or downloading super large files, high-res pictures, videos, that sort of thing. I couldn't do as big of a bulk as I can do on some of my higher end phones, but I could still get this device and I could not do quite as big of a download. Like if I'm trying to download 40 pictures or 20 videos or something like that, I could easily break those up into smaller downloads and do things like that, or uploads, or just anything that I see that's really pushing this device to really slow down. Not that it can't do it, but it slows it down. I would probably stop, not do such a big task, divide it up a little bit, take just a few more seconds or maybe a minute or two more than I normally would, and still use this device and be happy that I saved several $100s over a flagship device. It's just that good. So I highly recommend this. It's a gem. It's a great device. It's the best device, in my opinion, under $1,000 to get right now in the middle of 2023, and right now it's holding my spot for best budget phone of the year. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, throw comments in there, let me know what you think of this, and don't forget to hit that link and win this phone. Thanks for helping me hit 500. We'll see you at 1,000. Have a good one.